Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Kirk. This is my community, Richmond, Virginia. While I live in Chesterfield right now, Chesterfield, Virginia, which is about 45 minutes southwest of Richmond, I've only been here for about 3 months, and I've lived in Richmond for about 10 years. So I feel this is more apropos for my community. So this is the city. This is the map of Richmond. So this is right here is the just general area. So this is the shape of Richmond. It's super weird. Come down Petersburg all the way down here. So I live right around like over here-ish. And I lived right here for about 10 years. So here's the different communities. So this is the city, pretty much city central. This is Browns Island. You have downtown right here, and you have the James River that goes through. And then you have Forest Hill. You got the South Side Manchester. So there's different communities. And what you're not seeing is, in this map, it's hard to find like an actual map that shows everything. So again, that map on the right shows is right around here, but what it doesn't show is stuff over here, Carytown, Bird Park, and all this other good stuff that I'm going to go into detail a little bit. So Richmond has a population of 230,000 people. The majority of them are African American, with a 46.6% of them, and 40.8% being white Caucasian, and then Latinos 6.9%. Other race, term race is 3.5%. So, Richmond is a very big college town. There's Virginia Commonwealth University, which has about, I want to say, 40,000 students. All of them not on campus, but a lot of them are. So that's why you see that the large majority are between 25 to 34. And 34 to 54. Because a lot of people that come to Richmond, I mean, Richmond's a good city, so a lot of people come and stay. And again, you have the outskirts, outliers, the under 5, and the older populations. Usually the older populations, they kind of want to leave the city environment, so they go to like where I'm at right now in Chesterfield, which is more suburban. So we look at crime rate. Crime rate is not great in Richmond. Not gonna lie, not super proud of it. But it is what it is. So we had 56 murders. This is as of 2019, I believe. We can read 53 rapes, 308 robberies. To put in perspective, we can look at the next slide, which shows us as number 6. Or not number 6, we're 6% safer than other cities. Meaning that there's 94% of other cities are safer than us, which is, yeah, that's not great. We had 1,090 violent crimes, 8,000 property damage and theft and all that bad stuff. Again, when you come to Richmond, you don't feel that it's unsafe, but there are areas where you are told to be careful in. And those areas are somewhat dispersed. It's kind of speckled around Richmond, and that's kind of how Richmond is. There's an area called Church Hill, which is known as being very bougie, having a lot of money, but that's in recent years with a lot of developers coming in and buying up houses and causing gentrification. And 2 blocks past Church Hill is very low income and high crime rate environments. If we look at Richmond, we do have a high poverty rate. Our mean per capita income is not. It's about average, I'm guessing, for relatively. I mean, obviously, the United States, it shows at 62,000. But we are at 47,000, and that's pretty accurate. This chart does not. I don't know why the bar graph didn't come up, but that number is accurate. The median household income is 34,000. Again, we look at the poverty rate. We are nearly double the poverty rate of the rest of Virginia. There is a lot of disparity in Richmond. There's a big wealth gap. There's people with a lot of money and people who don't have a lot of money. And the poverty, as I was saying, there's lots of pockets of big low income neighborhoods. Continuing on. And then unfortunately, Richmond does have a long history of systemic racism, redlining. We were the capital of the Confederacy, and that is still lingering in many, many ways. And you can see the effect of it, poverty rate being 34%, with an African American community, meaning more than 1 in 3 African Americans are at poverty or below poverty. Again, we are 10% more than the national average, which is astounding, which sucks a lot. Environmentally, we don't stand out. We're not spectacular, but we're not that bad. We do not have dirty streets. We don't have to worry about the James River. We've been working on cleaning that up in recent years. It was one of those things where you do not want to eat the catfish from it. But again, we're trying to do better, and I think that it shows. We are working on things. We're trying to focus on outdoor community or outdoor hobbies, kayaking and stuff like that, and taking advantage of the James International natural and geographic things that we have. So we're trying to put more effort into that. Unlike DC, like our professor showed us, Richmond only has 10% of the people are with half a mile of park community, while the national average, state average, is 35%. So again, we are below average once again, in that, but that doesn't mean we don't have a lot of parks, a lot of pretty parks and stuff like that. As the capital of Virginia, we have a lot of museums. There's a big section called Richmond called the Museum District. We have the VMFA, or Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, which has a lot of galleries. And the last one we had was, I don't want to say Picasso, but I could be wrong. Science Museum, which is Arboretum, and it has thing where you can look in the night sky and all that good stuff. And it's a very big tourist attraction for surrounding cities and stuff like that to come for field trips and that type of thing. And then we have the Virginia Historical Society, which, again, has had a lot of controversy in the past, since Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, in which we're kind of glorifying the South, the Confederacy, and stuff like that, and there's a lot of protests in front of it. We're pro keeping the statues and that type of thing, and it was unfortunate. But it's part of our history, and this kind of jumping next on. So we have, just for the sake of time, where again it is the capital of Virginia, so we have the state capitol building, with Senate delegates and all that good stuff happen. We have the governor's mansion. All of this is downtown. The pictures make it look like it's like in a nice urban like farmland, but again the Wells Fargo building is like right there, and along with the governor's mansion, you can see a government building right there. And then finally, we got the Monument Avenue, which was known, kind of got the headlines for being, because it had so many Confederate statues on it, that it became a hot-button issue about bringing those down. So we can see the Robert E. Lee statue right here, and it's covered in artwork. So during the Black Lives Matter movement, it became almost a cultural icon. A lot of people became spray painted. It became very much the Berlin Wall, in a sense, of Richmond. This picture is old, and this Robert E. Lee statue has been taken down. And as a fun and disturbing fact, this is the largest Confederate statue in the United States. Take that as you will. Again, not the proudest thing to be flexing, but it is what it is. Here I am with my wife. This is us at the statue at the base of it. This is following Joe Biden's the confirmation of Joe Biden's election or win. Again, because a lot of people came out to celebrate, of people of like minds, and we enjoyed ourselves. This is in obviously 2020. College and universities, again, as I was saying, Richmond has, in the past, I want to say 10 years, VCU has been there for many years, but VCU has skyrocketed in popularity and fame, and it's kind of taken over the city. Like, this looks like a castle, and really, it is. This is the engineering building that's been put up in the past, 6 years. I mean, when I went here in 2012, none of this was here. And Richmond, VCU is known for its engineering and its nursing school and medical school, because it runs the Medical College of Virginia, or MCB. Further west in Richmond, which is kind of goes into what Henrico, I mean, you guys don't care, but is the University of Richmond, which is a private school. It is very expensive, and it has a very good law school. I think it's top 10 in the country, but it's beautiful. As I was saying, again, hinting at earlier, our natural attractions was the James River, and it's very scenic. So we've been trying to take care of that, and this is Browns Island, and again, the governor's mansion is right around here. And then, so there's concerts, there's things always happening down here. And then this is Carytown. Not the best picture of Carytown, but you can get the gist of it. This is taken during Watermelon Festival, when thousands upon thousands of people come to eat watermelon, because that's the thing in the South. So we enjoy ourselves. There's a lot of other sections of Richmond, but again, for the sake of time, those are the big ones. Community assessment, safety, we could be doing better, obviously. There's 94% of cities are better than us. And it's not just people are dangerous, it's a lack of, there's a lot of underlying issues, and it's unfair just to say people are dangerous, you know what I mean? Adequate goods and services. Yes and no. It is the state capital, so we do have a lot of, we do have a buffer from a lot of government jobs and that type of thing. But a lot of there are a lot of food deserts in Richmond. That's in low income areas. Again, as I was saying, there's a lot of pockets of poverty. There's a lot of projects that are speckled around Richmond that affect the surrounding area. Predict a whole person principle. Again, there's a lot of divide in Richmond. Old money, new money type of thing, and a lot of old money, and a lot of conservative values, where it's kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Richmond is pretty predictable. I mean, the past couple of years, it has changed it has grown, so the predictability has changed, but it has familiar behaviors and traditions that don't change a lot. Recognizable social structures, there is a divide, there's a lot of disparity, and there's a noticeable separation of African American and white culture here. Even if we don't want to admit it. Opportunities, Richmond is growing in opportunities. There's a lot of companies down here. Elephant Auto Insurance is here. There's a lot. It's a heterogeneous environment. There's a lot of separation between black and white culture. Again, it's not like Jim Crow, but it is noticeable. Continuing on, solution: crime rate, investing in getting rid of the poverty, investing in the lower income, getting the correct redlining, and that kind of stuff would increase equity and crime rate, or decrease crime rate. So here are my sources. I know it's a lot. A lot of these are pictures. I thank you for listening, and I hope you come to visit. All right, bye-bye.